Namaste again, my beautiful queens, my beautiful souls. Again, thank you very much for your support. I endlessly appreciate it. This reading today, I want to do using only this one deck, which is called Psychic Tarot for the Heart. I've used it many times before in readings on YouTube, but I have never used it in details. And this is specifically designed deck, which is designed to actually look inside someone's heart and see what is there. I want you to choose one number from 1 to 3. I'm gonna put 3 rows here. First card is going to be for your heart, second for his, because sometimes we don't even know what's going on in our heart. We sometimes might be confused. So your heart, his heart, your heart, his heart, your heart, his heart. We will see and compare. Is your heart, your two hearts are at the same place? What is that he still needs to understand and to do? What is that you still need to understand and to do? I believe this would be very useful reading, and I am going to use just this is an oracle deck, but it's a very informative deck energy-wise. That's why I will do 6 cards. So choose one. I am asking the spirits of fire, spirits of earth, spirits of air, spirits of water, the guides and the keepers, the divine forces, to give us the answers to our questions with the help of Psychic Tarot for the Heart, touching it to my forehead, to my mouth, to my heart. So let us go straight to it. I'm holding it upside down. Actually, this deck, it doesn't matter how you hold it. So let us put the cards there, stick to each other, down. Your heart, his heart, row number 1. Your heart, his heart, number 2. Your heart, his heart, number 3. We're gonna put the rest in here, and we'll start with the first card. Your heart, where your heart is right now. We are having detach. Let me move it a little bit. Detach. You see this beautiful woman holding this dove and looking afar. You can't imagine how sometimes difficult, of course you can, I'm sure you can. The key words for this card is the word accept, decide, and to see things clearly. Also taking responsibility for what you feel and how you feel. The thing is, as they say, it's not always possible to change the situation, change your perception of it. And we all have ego. We all have it, and sometimes it's our pride or our ego prevents us to see things clearly, to see things how they are. So try to detach. This card tells you that it's time for you to detach emotionally from a relationship or the situation, so you can kind of take a step back and see from the distance, see and reflect upon how this relationship is working or is not working, was working. So it's for you to look at this relationship from a distance, like kind of like if it wasn't you there. is this satisfying? What role do you play in this relationship? Is this relationship bringing you harmony, or it brings you pain and stress? You have to look very honestly, and you need to gain clarity and allow yourself to see it clearly. So you need to understand what might need to be done by you, or not done by you, to improve it. So this is true even if relationship is a good one. Of course, if it brings you suffering, if it brings you pain, if it brings you distress, it's called loving instead of living, suffering instead of living. Of course, you need to really look at it, detach yourself and look at it as from the side. But also it's, of course, as I already said, your responsibility, not blaming yourself, but simply accept calmly that what you did or didn't do, your actions, your decisions, your beliefs or your hopes, you have led yourself to your current situation, whatever it's pleasant or it is difficult. So of course, this is very important, something very important. So accept responsibility for your actions. Try to see it clearly. And if you need to free yourself from blaming yourself, you got to do it. Detach yourself from this situation, look at it and see if that is something you really want, you really need, because it's time for you to decide, because this is time for you to decide to accept and create something what will bring you joy and happiness instead of pain. This is where your heart is now. Where his heart, where is his heart? Oh, well, it's good for him. I am glad to see he is healing. It's a very good card to see in the male energies, because they are tougher, much tougher on themselves when it comes to inner healing. You see a man breaking the chains. Keywords for this card is forgiving, to offer, to hope and to be inspired, because you see this healing energy, and I believe this is, you have a lot to do. And as we can put it together, your detachment will help him actually probably increase this energy flow, because this is healing energy, and I believe it's coming from you, which is surrounds him, and this is him realizing his true hopes and his true dreams, because it's only possible through healing. This card, it's how like he's asking himself, what is that? Asking himself what he needs to forgive other people, what he needs to forgive himself. He needs to understand that no human being is perfect. He is not perfect. People are not perfect. He's accepting this, and he's in position to forgive himself, and you're in position to forgive yourself and detach. See how it's in harmony. Him in a position of healing and stopping blaming himself, and kind of let go of the things which were weighing on his heart very heavily. And you see, like in the same energies, him finding peace, you finding peace, and he starts to look deep inside of himself, and he's growing, he's spiritually growing, and you were the one who brought this, who made it possible for him. He is hoping that a relationship still might work, but he probably caused so much damage that it will require him a lot of work. But first, him forgiving himself, embracing his spirit, his true essence, and then of course he will be able to open to his inside guidance, to his not the guidance from mind, but guidance from inside. It's this divine inspirational will. It's this healing brings usually healing to a relationship. The equivalent to this card is a tarot card of a star, and this is hope and healing, and also coming a blessing and guidance from above. So you see how those two cards are working together. Now we are going to see second set of cards. Those of you who chose number 2, where is your heart right now? Rest and reconsider. I always have this light acting up. Rest and reconsider. This is what your heart, where your heart is now. The keywords coming with this card is the word seek, the word understand, solitude, and guidance. The thing is that I had seen it very often, my beautiful queens, that sometimes we become so concentrated on like just I want a relationship, I want a relationship, or I want a relationship with this man, or I want a relationship in my life because I feel alone. We become very stubbornly stuck sometimes on one person, and we just shut ourselves off of any other perspectives. So this is a type of relationship which you should avoid. Why? I have made enough videos about it. A relationship which became your world, when you lost yourself in this man. You lost yourself. And my beautiful queens, it might be wonderful for the songs and for the poems and for the books, but you must never lose yourself in a man, in nobody. You must treasure yourself as the biggest treasure you have, because when you lose yourself in a man, you melt in a man, then what happens? He stops seeing you. He just sees his own reflection. In order to want to be with you, to stay with you, he must see you of who you are and what you are, standing in your strength, not his own reflection, because you become uninteresting in this case. Never ever lose yourself in a man. It's the journey nowhere. So this card suggests that now it's time to take a step back, either from a relationship or from your desire for this man, and kind of become a hermit, kind of go back into your internal quest. Rediscover yourself, find out who you are. You're not a shade of him. If you made yourself a shade of him, that is disaster. He will not see you. He will see the shade, and you must become your brightest self so he sees you for the way you are. There is a expression: there can't be a we until there is I. So until you are I, you are me, you are bright, you know who you are, what you want, then you cannot achieve the beautiful relationship with this man or with somebody else. This is, you must become your high priestess. If you have a problem, please call your guides and tell my guides and keepers, please lead me and help me to see who I am, what I am, why I am here. Also, good time to, retreat a little bit and spend time alone. Wonderful card for visiting retreats, yoga retreats, maybe meditation retreats, something like this. Walk in nature, quiet your mind, listen for messages from, I don't know, sky, birds, sun, clouds, trees. This is the deep, very, very deep card. If you need assistance in your quest, and please call your guides and keepers. It's very easy. You just say, my guides and keepers, I need a little bit help. This is the card of a hermit in traditional deck. This is your heart, my beautiful queens. And now we are going to look into his heart, crown chakra. His heart is crown chakra. For those of you who don't know, crown chakra is located on the top of a head. It's called Sahasrara, has this color. So this crown chakra is also called, if I'm not wrong, thousand-petaled lotus. Through this chakra, you become connected to the source. So he is really going through tremendous transformation. This chakra is the center of his link with the source, with the God, with the universe, however you want to call it, the infinite and higher consciousness. So it's connection between wisdom and spiritual insight. So you can imagine that something tremendous happened to him. Tremendous, because it's when a man gets his crown chakra activated, he must have been gone through tremendous transformation. And now he is, people gonna be thinking that something is happening. People not gonna be able to recognize him. He will be receiving that lots of information coming straight to the source. And if it's something he is not used to be doing, then imagine that how confused this man is going to be, because he will clearly see now how things really are. And if we connect this two cards, and definitely you were this trigger which brought this huge realization into his life, opening it. This is huge, that girl Sahasrara, because men have usually issues even with anahata, with heart chakra. How most of men function only on the lowest three chakras: Muladhara, root chakra, sacral chakra, and solar plexus. The heart usually blocked, throat, third eye, and Sahasrara is that one. You really triggered such huge changes in him, because hermit is deep and wise. So you can imagine he needs time to get used to this, because it's really something really amazing what comes to this one. Now let's look at the last one, the third set of cards. Those of you who chose number 3, first one, just breathe. Look at that. Look at that card. Of course, some of them twin flames. Talking to your shadow, just breathe, blue card. Of course, another card of typical behavior of us girls. when we melt in a man. Another card of stepping back. Another card of rest and recharge, rest and recharge. You have put everything into this relationship. Everything under the sun and above the sun. So some of you had to let go. And some of you probably trying to build another relationship, a new one, but can't forget the previous one. This card just says, breathe. Just, you have to just stop and smell the roses, say, but you have to just stop and breathe. The life, your life, and you, and your life, and your goal in this life, and your true gift in this life. It's not all about this man or relationship with this man or this man and that man. You put him, relationship with him, all about him, into the main priority. And when you look in a mirror, you see him. And you need to see yourself. You need to connect with your higher self. Take a break from relationship with this man, or thinking about this man, or going crazy about this man, or being obsessed with this man. And it's going to improve your relationship with him as well. You need to reconnect with your spiritual self, with your higher self. Please meditate a couple minutes a day at least. Girls, please understand, you cannot forget and neglect yourself. You cannot build relationship with absolutely anybody, even if it's the best man in the world, by melting in him, disappearing in him. You need to take care of your spiritual self and your emotional and your physical body. You exhausted yourself. You need to sleep. You need to walk, exercise, treat yourself to the movie, walk in the nature, step away from, at least for some time, anything what makes your heart feel pain, and just breathe. You need the time for yourself. You need to recharge your emotional batteries, because your emotional batteries are exhausted. Exhausted. What's him? Joy and stability. You see, this is you attached yourself to him, and you give every bit of yourself to him, and he has his joy and stability. But you are almost invisible. You are like that ghost, like that invisible airy woman, like this one. You cannot do this, girls. You cannot do this. You need to, if you have to, come back to yourself and bring yourself to this strength again. Because giving, what he, it's like two previous cards, what he would see when he looks at you, he will see this, he will see a shadow. And you need to bring yourself to your maximum power, shine, brightness, so he sees not a shadow, but sees you. And your energy you give him, it brings him, peace and joy and rejuvenation, and the high frequency vibration, and luck and everything. But what is he giving back to you? You need to ask yourself to give back to you, to concentrate on you, and also see that he does what you do for him. He has to stop start to share with you. Start to share. He has to open his heart to you, not just his heart, but his mind. He has to share his thoughts with you, his feelings with you, his energy with you. Has to start communication. But so far, as long as you keep giving, neglecting yourself, he has it all. It's like you keep on giving him food. Like every day, you come to his door every morning with beautiful basket with freshly baked bread, milk, sweets, I don't know, something, and you come 3 times a day. You leave it at his door and you walk away. He opens the door. He knows who brought it, but it's there. He doesn't have to do anything. So he takes this basket, he takes it home, he eats a whole day, watches TV, enjoys his time, and then he knows he's going to go open the door and that basket's going to be there. What's going to happen if he opens the door and the basket is not there? The basket is your energy. You give and give and give and give. He opens the door, the basket is not there. Not in the morning, not in the afternoon, not in the evening. The second day, he's going to become hungry. The third day, he's going to be very hungry and upset and hungry and mad. And he will have to come to you, knock your door and say, I'm hungry, and I'm unhappy and I'm miserable. Where is my basket? And you're going to tell him, listen, and what I have given to you, and you were just taking silently, and I decided to keep all these baskets for myself. And I decided to share them with someone who actually wants to come to my house and sit and share my food with me and maybe bring something what they have. Maybe they have apples in their gardens. Maybe they have blueberries. Maybe they make beautiful tablecloths or make beautiful clothes. They bring me something and I give them my food and what my hands make, my heart make. And what did you ever give me? I was giving, you never gave me nothing. This is what happened when you just withdraw everything about you from him and give it to yourself. That gives him understanding, hey, something is missing. Hey, why she's not giving it to her? And then he has to understand in order to get back the joy, happiness, and everything you were giving him. He has to come and open his mind and heart to you, but he also has to give something back. This, my beautiful queens, is all about this reading on the deck, the Psychic Tarot of Heart. I really hope that it was helpful, and I will talk to you probably tomorrow. I am wishing you all the most beautiful things in the world. Again, thank you many times for your support. Namaste.